Rafted up. I think we're 3 or 4 deep, 3 deep here. Lots of people on pontoons in there. I don't know how they put all these boats in here, but it's pretty good. The dories come along when you come into the harbour and tell you where you're going and look after you. They're in very good service. Out to the entrance to the harbour. BTS call on it was channel 12. They give you access into the harbour, and it looks like there's a castle for us to visit on the top there, and it looks like there's a boatworks chandlery. So we've made it to the Channel Isles, but we had to wait a little bit to get into the marina. That's the entrance to Guernsey Harbour, and the castle on the right here. We're going to take a walk along the pier. So having come across the castle at the corner of the pier, we decided we would take advantage of it and go and have a look around and see what was going on. Among the rules were you couldn't take any ladies in, and you had to roll your blankets up every day. The castle was originally on an island, and then they built a causeway to it. Fascinating, the gardens that they had in the castle. Must have kept people occupied. This is the end of the pier at St. Peter's Port in the Castle Cornet. This was a German gun mount fitted into the structure of the castle itself. This is the highest point on the castle. Good view from here for the gunners. This is the midday gun celebration. Warnings, there are loud noises in this. Did you jump?
Yes, I did.
Having deafened us all, he's now coming back.
Make you jump.
Yes.
Make me jump, hands up. Right, I'm going to stand here long enough for you to take my photograph. If you wish to join me, please do so by coming round the end of a rope.
And after the photos, we were introduced to the delights of Regency dancing.
Right now, they are served to be transported back to Regency times. During the 1800s, that was when 60 wealthy families set the dances. They also built new assembly rooms above the market, which they funded, and that opened in 1780.
entrance to the harbour, and right over the back there we think is Alderney, and that's Herne I think, and Sark, and right over in the background over there we think is Jersey. Looking back down over the marinas, we're right in behind the wall.
The town had a huge mast decorated for the Jubilee. Display of flowers on the island, baskets. Every building seems to have some on. So, is it warm today?
No, it's freezing. God.
This is a bit warm, isn't it?
Unbelievably warm. But it's 41 in Sue's greenhouse conservatory. I would have said it's near enough that here.
Certainly good. Sport for shopping, plenty to do in the town at St. Peter Port. Leaving St. Peter Port, went around the castle yesterday. We're going south to one of the bays down this coast to anchor for the sea. Doing some tidying up on the back, taking some photos, video. Lovely day again today, going to be hot I think. Minimum effort today, just try and stay cool.
This is us leaving St. Peter Port.
So this was my first dip of the year.
I think he's had enough. Maybe it was a bit cold. I should imagine it's alright once you get into it. A few stones to walk over.
Well, you get all this sunshine, you can expect a downpour now and again. The next day dawned bright and clear. I think the rain had cleared the air. A nice spot for a seat and a view. Great here. The colour of the water. Fantastic. So there's Peter Port and this is Herne over here. I'll visit there at some point in the future. And unfortunately we're right over the line of the flight line for the airport, so had a few planes coming in for us. We learnt last night that the name of the bay, Moulinet, is the name of the fort. It's a type of fort that was used just after the American War of Independence, because the French and the Americans were aligned, so the Brits were worried that the French might invade the Channel Islands, so that fort and St. Peter's Port and a few other. There's a sand fort in the middle of here somewhere. They were reinforced during that period. But the temperature was still pretty high, so we stripped off most of our clothes to keep us cool. Another long walk around the headland to see some of the views from the cliff tops. So we just climbed up this path here. I think we're going to go back a different route. Point Martin, and we're heading around the corner past these rocks here and in on the right. We're hoping for a nice anchorage. Skipper's interview today. What's happening?
We're moving around the corner.
From Fermain Bay to where?
The Petite
Bois.
Bois.
Is it? Yeah, the little bay. I think that's where we're going to try. We're not sure now because the wind's not quite where it's supposed to be.
It never has been this week.
No. So, and it's not a particularly sunny day, it's a kind of grey day but warm. This plenty of rocky headlands around this coast. This is so we're on the south coast here of Guernsey. Got some lovely properties up on the hills and great views from the shore. But from the seaside, it's all jaggy rocks and big tides. What's the verdict on this bay then?
Well, at the moment, it's quite nice. We're the only ones in this side. We're on our tods. Bit rolly. It's not as rolly as it was last few nights.
Yeah, coming around the corner was a bit bouncy. We thought it was going to be much worse in here, but it's not too bad. We've got entertainment from the kids jumping off the rocks, doing tombstoning.
If we get the wind coming off the land, which it's supposed to be doing, then we might face the other way and be a lot less rolling.
Yeah. We're thinking about going ashore, but Paul's slightly worried about getting swamped in the dinghy. Mary's got no problems with that, so we'll see. It's a bit, there's a bit of a swell coming in, so when it gets to the beach, what looks like a little tiny swell becomes a big wave crashing into the dinghy. So we'll probably get wet if we went inshore.
Yes.
So where are we?
Petite Bot Bay.
Thibault Bay, yeah? And what are we doing here? Are we staying the night, do you think?
I think so. Definitely.
It's okay, isn't it? Old Bay. And you pronounce it both. According to the pilot guide. And Aequitas is just around the corner there, peeping around the corner. She can't decide whether to point out to sea or swing across the waves. So when she swings across the wave, it's a bit uncomfortable. Another one of these four main towers.
Come the puffing billies again.
So another day, another hill to climb.
It's all hills around here.
If you've got water on shore, you can always dig a hole and put a well in. And little towers as well. And we're still going up the hill. I wonder if there'll be a train.
It looks like it should be a train.
Doesn't it? Yeah.
The train going over the top.
In the middle and I'll take your picture. In this little village we found a museum of the German occupation during World War II. It was the only part of the UK occupied by the Germans during the war. What I found fascinating was how many and varied the items were just left behind after the Germans up and left. I think the German occupation was hard on the islanders. There was poor food, mostly just fish and potatoes. And life would have been difficult in a very unusual, false environment with little outside news. Lovely evening here in the bay. Sun's just going down on the headland. It was very quiet in the bay here. So this is little Petit Bois Bay, and there's one of these four main towers in the bay. And about this time of night, everybody basically goes home, and we have the bay to ourselves. It's beautiful. This is leaving Petit Bois. Nice little anchorage. Nobody with us all the time we were there. Shame really, it was beautiful anchorage. One of many anchorages I'm sure around Guernsey, because we've certainly been in two great ones. So we're going to go around this point here and tuck in behind some of the big rocks that are around there and go into Thibault Bay. So we're just leaving Petit Bois, nice little anchorage, and we're turning to starboard and going down to the corner. We're going to turn the corner around to Thibault Bay. Lovely day. We're going to leave a bit earlier than normal, so it's like 8 o'clock, so that we've got tide with us, and then around the corner we should be fine. Nice conditions at the moment. We've got probably about a knot of tide with us. And yeah, nice day for a birthday sail for me. Another year older. I'm loving this. It's definitely what we wanted to do. And yeah, we're loving the Channel Islands and the other islands we've seen as well. Seems to be islands are the places to go.
Currently been in Fernane Bay, which was nice, but it's rolly. Just been in the Petite Bar, and that was okay most of the time, but last night was very, very rolly and throwing us around for no apparent reason. Good holding in both bays.
Nice little cafes.
Nice little cafes at the head of both bays, yeah.
And walks up the hill were
Lots
good.
of people, oh gosh, and the hills to get out of it. Both places were fairly steep, like they are the whole way around here. Good exercise. Heading to Coburg, which is supposed to be a really nice place to go. So, going around to the north side of the island.
There are a lot of rocks on our trip today. Going to Cobo Bay, around the corner here. Inside Les Anois, and there's all sorts of rocks in here. Red Rock, Hales Rock, Round Rock, Rousel Rock, Nipple Rock, Braze Rock. We've got a miss. To the left of us, rocks to the right of us, ahead of us. Yeah, these are rocks all around us, not friendly looking rocks either. And lots of crab pots floating about here. Mary's doing some crab spotting. We tried to anchor here in what I think is Cobo Bay, and unfortunately it's not, we didn't get a hold, and there's a lot of weed on the anchor. We anchored in another part of what we think was Cobo Bay and held fine. So Cobo Bay, a bit windy here, breezy. We're just going to go ashore for lunch and then find somewhere else that's a bit more sheltered. Village shop, we're hoping the chippy's open, but it doesn't look very open. Needless to say, the chippy that we'd been recommended was actually shut. So birthday lunch, lobster, and Mary's having chicken schnitzel. This looks lovely. Oh well, that was a pretty good birthday. Hi, hope you enjoyed the video. We're sorry it's a bit delayed at the moment. We're having problems with our iMac and the storage and speed of making the films. But
lack of internet at the moment.
Yeah, we don't have much internet where we are, so it's been a bit of a problem. Anyway, hopefully we managed to issue this.
We enjoyed Guernsey. Guernsey's a lovely island. Peterport was really good. We were nice in Albert Dock. Yeah, and it was good fun walking around and having a look at different things. What was your best bit, Sam?
I think I like the little bays we went into, Formain and what's it called? Le Petit Bois. And then the best sailing bit, I think, or cruising bit, was going through all those rocks on the southwest corner.
Going around to Coco.
Yeah, going around to Coco.
So currently we are back from the islands. We are sheltering right up the Helford River because some strong southerlies coming in. So we're going for a good walk today and have a look around, which you'll see later on, hopefully. So we've also had a change of plans. Rather than going round to Portishead, we're going to stay in Plymouth Yacht Haven, which would be a lot easier as a jumping off point to going anywhere along the south coast. We want to go across maybe to The Hague and do a bit of Brittany next year maybe.
That also means we can do some of the winter projects, which we wouldn't have been able to do in Portishead. That's probably one of the main reasons we couldn't do any welding in there. So we found a place to do some work that we need to do in Plymouth. So don't forget to
like and subscribe,
do
comment.
All the stuff, comment.
All free. It doesn't cost you a penny.
Yeah, it's good.
But it helps us.
Good to see a few comments now and again. We've been getting a few of those now, so that's good. So until the next time, we'll say
bye.
Bye.